What's up, coaches? Coach McCray here. Wanted to do another video. This time it's on maximizing your run game concept with Super Counter. Super Counter is something we started to run it at Culberson High School this year. And I thought was very successful. Also, I've seen it run a lot in the bowl game, especially USC with Lincoln Riley ran this a lot. And I thought it was very successful. So I wanted to kind of break it down so I can help offensive guys really add this to your run game because again, I think it's various explosive plays that really could help you. All right. Who am I again? Like I said, I've been coaching ball for 25 plus years, O-line and D-line specifically. I've been an offense coordinator for 10 years, running the spread. I love the Georgia jet sweep. Been an HC for 4 years at Belmont High School and a math teacher for 15. And I'm currently a offensive line run grade coordinator at Culberson High School in Waxhaw, North Carolina. Okay, so how am I going to talk about this? First thing I'm going to do is going to define the GT counter and what are some of the disadvantages and why people are kind of getting away from that. Then I'm going to talk about a little bit about the super counter and some of the advantages and disadvantages of that. And then I will talk about the different formations as the ways to run super counter. Unfortunately, no video this time, but I just want to give you the diagram so you guys can do some more investigation on your own. All right. So GT Counter. GT Counter has been run forever. 40 years ago, I would run it out of I was playing offensive tackle. We used to run that all the time. It was one of my favorite plays. But like I said, still run to this day in every formation, and it's excluded, especially thought about as an explosive run play. So this is the way I usually like to run it as an offensive coordinator. Is I like to get it out of trips and throw it to the weak side. And so here and then so basically I'll break down how that play is ran. Okay, so again, I'd have the center block back on the three, the guard block back on the one, and then I have my right tackle block all the way back to the backside backer. I have the kick out on the end, and then I have the read through for the other backer, which is the sixth man in the box. And then I have the running back get that lead from that tackle and go on and what they need to do. So the issues become with this. Again, this is one of the things from knowing as we go forward for defenses. Defenses are multiple. One day they could be in a four-man front. Next play they could be in a three-man front. Next play they'd be back in a four-man front. Next play they could be in a three-man with two shades, five shades, or they could be in a boundary shade. So there's so many different fronts that the teams can go back and forth into, and now it's even to the point now where they don't take any personnel off the field, so you can't tell which one is which. So again, it's very difficult to understand, and especially against these GTs. You have the gap scheme. It's a gap scheme, so it's very difficult to understand exactly who you need to block. So again, I always have the backside left tackle go all the way down to the backside backer because if he doesn't, usually what this guy usually comes in, he makes a play in the B gap after all the pull is pull. So I always try to have him go backside. And then the other issue that I run into with the GT counter is I can't block this seventh man that's in the high safety. Okay, so the seventh man in high school, that's I'll take the running back all day. But again, when you start to get to college, this seventh man can really mess up the play. Like if you get this defensive end that's going to squeeze and it really strings out, that seventh man's going to make that play. Or if that hole opens up, that seventh man's going to find that hole. He's going to sit in there and he's going to take that away from you. Okay. The backside, you still have your RPO game here. You have your hitch, you have your bubbles and all that kind of stuff. And then you can keep that defensive end whole. So again, that's one of my stable plays when I see this kind of defenses. I'm always going to try to run it that way. Okay. So the other way I usually see it is a 4-3 wide. This is a lot of the new defenses I've seen in North Carolina. Is I got these two high safeties here, and I got this wide look. So they've really taken away the they're leaving the inside open because I got the most of the time they have really good defensive tackles in here and defensive linemen. So and a good Michael linebacker. So they're going to take away anything that stretches on the outside. So again, if I run GT counter here, the most important thing I think is this double team on this three technique to the Mike backer. Got to get that movement there. If it doesn't, the play's not going to work. Block back. You have the kick out here on the end. And then you have this guy wrap inside to the backside, back to the front side backer here and kick him out. Okay. Now the seventh man, which is probably going to be a little bit tighter. I don't know why put him out so far. He's probably going to be somewhere right here. Okay, he's going to fit in wherever he can find. You're going to have this Y come up, and he's going to try to see if he can search him out and actually fit him up. Okay, but again, the seventh man is something that we cannot block in this situation. So it's still going to be kind of difficult. Other situations we have is now if we have the 4-3 wide, this defensive end, now he can chase the tailback because he has two guys to take one. So this is one and this is two. So now if he chases, okay, and the quarterback pulls it, now this backer can go take him right now. If he throws the bubble out here, this free safety can come flying down and take the bubble as well. So again, it's really, really difficult to run it out of this kind of formation and this set. I mean, it's definitely doable, but again, it gets tricky if they keep switching it around. Okay. Now the other one I see all the time is this three-man front. Really tough to run this play out of the three-man front. Again, trying to run it weak away from the trips. Okay. Now we don't have anybody to block this backside defensive end, but he's probably going to hold this. He's not going to chase because he's got this backer on the backer or the outside backer on number three. So basically, you're going to have a double here. I always have this guy double the nose, push him out to get to the backside backer. I have this tackle come in and take this Mike here. This guy is going to come down and kick out this defensive end. And then what I'd like this tackle to do to come inside to get outside to get this outside backer. But if he's tied to blitz and he comes off the edge, then he's going to have to take him outside. Running backs coming through. Now, again, still don't have anybody to block the seventh man here. In college, this is a problem because this guy is going to come and make that play and make it at 2 to 3 yards. If they stretch it, it's going to make it even worse because this guy is probably going to come and make that play at probably 1 yard going forward. So again, multiple defenses, multiple things, bringing that two pullers makes it kind of difficult to really block those guys. As you move forward here. So what's the difference in super count? Super counter. Super counter is basically a three-man pulling. Okay, so you're going to still have the kick out of this guy here. You're going to have the wrap, and now you're going to have this Y be the other portion come and be the third guy to take the seventh man that's way on the top. So that's the difference with the super counter. Now you have a puller that's actually going to take that seventh man for you. Now, the great thing I like it out of this set is because of the fact is, let me just redraw this, is you have this outs now you have this defensive end that's going to have to play out a ghost nine essentially because he can't play inside because of this slot here. So this guy becomes now very wide, and so the chance of him chasing this tailback down is going to be pretty hard. Okay, and he's probably going to have to sit. Okay, so that just opens up now even more of my running game and running that football and giving that ball to this super counter in the back, and that's what I really want to do. So I'm going to block back on the three like I did before, block back on the one, take this tackle, send him all the way back to the backside backer like I did before, kick, wrap for the sixth man, the Y wraps for the seventh man. Okay, and again, this is great because now we have somebody fitting for that seventh man here, so he can't just go running straight ahead. We got somebody to take him out and take him and give him an opportunity to put a body on him and then give the safety, now give that tailback a chance to make an explosive play. Cool. So the next way I run it is what if you have now another way you can run it is an 11 personnel again, and now you have two backs. This is what USC ran all the time when I watched their bowl game this year. Great play. So against a four-man front, against a three-man front, it really puts you in a good position to get an extra blocker here. So I'm going to run it to the weak side here, and this running a super counter. So same kind of blocking scheme. I have a three technique. I'm going to double this three technique to the mic, block back, and then I'm going to take this guard and kick. I'm going to take this guy wrap inside for this backer. Now I have it done two ways. Sometimes I'll take this Y and have him go outside and get to the seventh man, or I'm going to have him come inside of this and come search the seventh man inside. Either way works. And then I'm going to have this guy comes here and he's just going to follow through, and now he has the three blockers coming. And the great thing is, usually when you have two backs in the backfield, a lot of times is the defensive end holds because he sees this guy take the action. He's not sure if there's option coming back and things like that, so he doesn't usually have a chance to crash. Okay, you can still have your RPOs on with this with the super counter. You can run your glance route here inside, maybe a hitch, whatever, or run a bubble. Those things are all still available, but again, you have your seventh man be able to block in that situation, which is a great concept. Another great way of running this in the same set is run it towards the slot receiver. Now you're going to add an extra man, so now it's going to be an 8-man counter. Okay, so here's what I'm saying: block back on the 3, block to the 1, all the way back to the backside backer here. Okay, come and trap, loop around for the sixth man, have this fullback come take that deep outside guy. Okay, then you can have your A come all the way up, take that guy right here, and then now you have this coming forward here, and you got another great play here as well. So again, even if this guy decides to blitz off the edge, he cuts inside. You have the tackle take him, then the trapper can trap that outside guy, then you still have a chance for those two loopers to come around and take this linebacker off the edge, and then also help with the free safety as well. So it's a really good play. Now the second last portion of that is basically you got the defensive end here that if he tries to crash, okay, now the quarterback pulls it, and the only person he has to beat is right here, which is the safety because there's no other man left in this situation. All right, good. So, and the last thing is in the 3-man front. This is what, again, 11 personnel with two backs, and USC ran this all the time. Same situation here. It was great because all they did was take this Y and he blocks. Oops, hold on, sorry, man. Oops. So all he did was take this Y and he blocked the outside backer here and just took a body on him, blocked down. I double here to the backer. Okay, pull and trap, lead for the seventh man. Okay, and now I have this, and I have here, and the end should hold because of the fact is you have two backs in the backfield. He's waiting for something to come backside of that, so he's probably going to stay within that situation, its situation as well. So again, 3-man super counter is also a great play. So again, super counter difference to GT. GT is good against a 4-man front, not very good against a 3. Super counter if you run against a 3-man front or a 4-man front, and you can run it both ways, especially with the two backs in the backfield. You can run it both ways. With the wing, also too, is you're going to get that same action as well in the 3-man. So again, it's a great opportunity for you to take a look at that for this upcoming season. All right, lastly, another way I ran super counter is I use the super counter with the jet. Okay, so I'm still in 11 personnel with the tight end here with the wing. Okay, so I'm kind of like a two by two with the wing on the left here. So what I'm going to do is take number 1 in motion here, send them on a jet. That should hold the defensive end, the safety, and the free safety. Okay, so I got to respect that. Okay, and this is against a 3-man front here. So what this corner is going to do is going to come up. I'm going to have him block here, stay on him. Okay, then I'm going to block down, double, put a mic, trap, and then I'm going to have pull through, looking for the 7th man, 6th man, and the Y is going to come through and look for the 6th man, and then I have a play going right up the shoot here. Okay, it's a lot of bodies, but again, it's definitely another way to run your super counter with the jet. Okay, another little tidbit off this: if you wanted to get a little tricky with this and you're looking for a pass play, you can run. Okay, I've ran this before. Is send this jet motion here. This guy sheets down. A pretends to block, and he takes off this way down the chute. So again, this safety is going to respect the jet. He's going to come down, and now this slot receiver is just going to take off, and he should be able to throw it probably about 10 to 15 yards that way as he goes forward. But again, Matt had this slot. Make sure he goes to the inside shoulder of the corner. So the corner, even if he covers, he's going to be trailing. And so you should have a good play going forward there. So again, Super counter is definitely a new style of offense that hasn't been run before, and I've seen it getting popular as it goes forward. But again, it's definitely a good opportunity for yourself, for your offense to add some new wrinkle in, give me something to practice in the spring. But also gives you an opportunity to go against, take advantage of those multiple fronts that you see all the time. Because as you as an offensive coordinator, you're going to have to evolve, and you're going to have to be able to take advantage of these situations that they're putting your kids defense is putting themselves into. You got to be able to dictate the defense, not them dictate to you. All right, so thank you guys again. If you have any questions, you can always hit me up there. Again, I'll have some more other videos as we go forward here. But again, just want to give you some information so hopefully it can help you become a better football team and get further success for next upcoming season. Thank you.